Welcome back to Mindful Traders daily recap for September 16th and 17th. I missed yesterday because I was busy as hell and didn't get a chance to do it when I got home. So I usually nap before pre-London because pre-London starts at 1 a.m. London opens 3 a.m. for me. So I take a nap from like 10 to 12:30 a.m. So the day for yesterday, GG was just ass. It was complete garbage. On the 16th, all we did was come back down to this area, rejected and head back up, and then rejected that again. So that's it. It's just almost 100 pips, 80 pips. Okay, if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, it was too messy for me. I didn't take a trade, okay? I'm not going to be going over GBP AUD because GBP AUD has just been a mess. So let's look at today, okay? So today was bank rates and monetary policy, and what Bank of England said was there's a possible chance of negative rates for the first time ever. And when they announced that, the pound took a collapse. Pound collapsed. The negative rates plus chances of Boris Johnson redrawing his deal with EU. So meaning that there's less chances of, if that does happen, there's less chances of a trade deal happening before December 31st, which has been the target, right? So a lot of selling pressure on the pound, right? So what we saw prior to the statement and the monetary policy, price pushed up here to 136 area. There's a little wick here, so I drew a little resistance, a minor resistance right here. Rejected it, right? Rejected 230. London Open came back down. So you see how price is just consolidating here because there's big impact, high impact news coming out in a couple hours. So there's indecision, right? We're waiting for something to trigger that move, right? And as you can see, it's 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m., 6:30, right at 7 a.m., which is when 7 a.m. Eastern is when the monetary policy got released and they had bank rates, right? So it pushed up. Well, first it pushed up 6 a.m., rejected again 6:30, and then we got a final push on right at 7 a.m. when it came back up here, rejected, and came crashing down. It fell down 50 pips initially, and then in this 5-minute candle, 60 pips, and then the next one created a higher wick, and then continued down. So with that, all those factors in mind, no deal Brexit, right? No trade deal Brexit, we're having it redrawn, negative bank rates, right? So you were looking at more further selling pressure to continue, right? Because this wasn't just going to happen. So if we look at 1 minute, you see this, I'm just going to, 1 second, remove that. This 1 minute candle here was primarily the liquidity grab, okay? If you're watching, you would have known that, okay? So you could have even entered after, like, let's say we broke past this area. This is the importance of knowing how lower time frames work. Broke down, or if you're watching 1 minute and you see price breaking 135.5, remember we haven't broken this level in over a week, right? We just keep consolidating at this level. So once 1 minute broke it and there's that much selling pressure, we're going to continue down. Made a low, create a lower high right there, create a new low, lower high, and then continue down, right? So that was GJ, clean sells. A bunch of people I know took sells right here because they know how lower time frame works, how liquidity works, right? How money flows in the market. So clean, right? Several rejection here, and then once we pushed up, this was just a liquidity grab. This 1 minute candle, right? 1 minute candle was like 20 pips, and then back down. So you didn't have to enter right here. You could have entered here, could have entered once this broke, could have entered on the lower high, and still gotten enough profit, right? So what we saw after, volume started dying down, selling pressure dying down, not enough selling pressure to push down, and we saw price just creating higher lows, right? Higher lows, and then we started pushing up. So once we pushed up, where we were going to push up, back up to this level, 135.5, which was almost another 100 pips, right? 100 pips. This 1 minute candle did have enough volume, and we pushed up straight back to the resistance we were at previously, okay? Just level to level play. I didn't trade GJ. I traded GJ first trade of the week, and then the rest of them, I had 2 trades yesterday. GBP CAD made around 4% on in total on it. But yeah, that's GJ. So And as you can see, this is like GJ's back up in this range. To continue down, we're gonna have to do something like this, right? Otherwise, if we don't do that, and we find support at this level, then continue up. And if we don't reject 136 again, retest, continue up back up to this level, because that's where we keep going once we reject here, right? So you just have to watch out. But otherwise, if selling pressure does continue and this was just not enough order flow to keep pushing down, maybe something like this would happen, create a lower high, break past down the level and continue down, right? Because essentially this would still be the lower high in the higher time frames. Okay, so that's GJ. GJ, that was a clean, 1 second. Depending on where you took profit, you could have easily gotten 100 pips, right? And stop loss right above. Let's look at GBP CAD. GBP CAD was very clean. Okay, I'm gonna show you both days. This hella clean. So as you can see, price. 1 second. I'm gonna go to daily. Okay, daily level right here, right? And on what was it, Tuesday? Tuesday price pushed up to it. Okay, so this is Wednesday's candle. This is Thursday's candle. Tuesday price pushed up to it. Didn't break it. So I posted this on my Instagram. I said all eyes on GBP CAD because I knew this move was coming because we were pushing up, creating higher lows in the lower time frame, higher highs, right? So once this started happening at the level and we were creating higher lows and higher highs, we knew that we were just going to create a higher low and then continue up. So since this is not at the level, I either wanted something like this to happen, so continue up, then create the higher low at the level, and then continue up. But instead, all we did was consolidate, go down for liquidity, and then continue up, right? So essentially, this right here, since we were consolidating, when this happens at a level and you think the levels, it's going to be continuation and it's not actually rejecting a level, rejecting as resistance, so then it's a liquidity grab is going to happen below the level and then it'll continue up above. Okay, so I personally would have waited. I missed this. So I would have waited for the liquidity grab to happen. And as you can see, we came back up after creating a higher low because this is the previous higher low and this is the next higher low. And then we created another higher low, retesting the level, and then we continued up. And then we kept continuing up straight up to that zone. And on 30-minute, sorry, I'm just going to remove those 1 minute. 30-minute and 1 hour, it was super clean because this 30-minute candle closed back above and then retested on this 30-minute and the next one kept pushing. 1 hour, super clean. 1 hour created, you can see the perfect higher low. And then this, we got a lower wick retest and then continued up. So let's say you entered on the lower wick retest, okay? And you took profit because level to level play, right? Level to level play, 15 pip stop loss below the 1 minute, 1 hour candle, right? What is that? Why can't I see that? 1 to 8 risk reward ratio. Okay, so that happened. Yep, we saw that. Same. See, level to level, level to level, level to level. Clean traffic, right? So next thing, after that happened, the next day we created a higher low, right? We were creating a higher low in lower time frame, and there was a buy range to fill at this level. So I missed this. I knew that we were going to fill this range, and I took a buy. I took a buy in pre-London because I knew that we were going to continue up. So once, where is it? Once you broke past this market structure, right? Lower time frame. This is what I mean. You need to know how price behaves in lower time frame to be able to execute on lower time frame. So once that happened, we broke above, and I'll show you where I took the buy. We broke above, and I took a buy at this 1 minute consolidation because you can see we were still going up, right? Lower time frame is pushing up, right? And once this started happening, I'm like, okay, it's just consolidating to push further up. We're in pre-London, so I took a buy right here, and I targeted up here. I targeted right at that level. My stop loss was right below. I literally had a 7 pip stop loss and 1 to 5.5 risk reward. Super clean, right? And then what happened was, I don't usually take 2 trades a day, but so price came back down after rejecting this level, right? And I was like, okay, there's still time till, this was 4 a.m. There's still 3 hours, right? So we're most likely going to head back up, grab liquidity if we're going to continue down, right? If we're going to reject this level, we're going to need to create a lower high. And lower high would be perfect at that level. This is the exact same level I've had since the beginning of the week and the analysis that I did, and you can go and actually check that out too. So came down, tapped this area right here, this FTR candle, okay? Just going to draw that, it tapped that, okay? And let's look at how price behaved in lower time frames once it tapped that. So it tapped it, you see 1 minute rejecting, pushed up, and we went from doing this, now we're doing this, right? And then eventually we reached back at this level. So I took another buy once price broke this 1 minute consolidation here. I knew that it was going to go up. This 1 minute charge just comes with practice. I took profit right here, another 35 pips. Ended the week at 13.4%. Pretty good week. My weekly goal is 15%, but so I finished early, right? I'm going to show you what happened after. GBP CAD was cleaner than GJ was throughout the entire week and during the the bank rates, right? So had our high, right? Had our lower high prior, an hour before the release. We created a lower high, right? Price pushing, and then you see these candles put. So if you look exactly at 7 a.m., look where it tapped. It tapped exactly at that level, right at market structure. Previously at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. we tapped it. Once we broke past this, could have entered a sell right there. Let's say you entered a sell right there, and could have still gone 100 pips straight down here, okay? Straight down there, and 15 pip stop loss on GBP CAD is key. So 15 pip stop loss, or if you're a real boss and you know what you're doing, perfect entry up there, 1 to 8 above here, stop loss above here, right? So you can see how perfect that retest was. This was just a liquidity grab, same GJ did the same thing, right? And then look what happened. This is what I mean. You watch and take positions according to what the market is showing you, not what you think. So if you thought we were going to continue down, this level would have had to break before, right? Retest and then continue down, but it didn't. There's not enough selling pressure. So what did price do? Price started consolidating. Price bottomed out first, tapped the trend line, bottomed out again, created a higher low, and then continued up. Higher lows, higher highs, and then boom, back up to this level. Level to level play, right? Level to level play. So we did this, moved down first, right down to the level, 140 pips. And then we saw rejecting. If you entered here, another 140 pips. You see how clean it is? Lower time frames tell you everything. I recorded a 40-minute long webinar on lower time frames, and I sent it to a couple people, and honestly, they said it was so, it was perfect. But I'm not planning on releasing anytime soon. It's just for personal reasons. So broke down, right? Continued down. But you see how clean this tap was right at that level. So price couldn't stay above. This was essentially to create a high. This was a lower high. Pricing in what's going to happen. And boom, down to the next level. Bottoms out. Higher lows and lower time frames. And there you go. Impulsive push up back to this level. Price level to level play, right? That's about it. Thanks for watching. Quick recap. Not even quick, 15 minutes. But yeah. Take care. We'll upload the next one tomorrow. Didn't do GBP AUD because it's been messy as hell. But I will do a weekly recap on this once things settle down, okay? All right. Peace out.